Summer's all about making fun and delicious memories with the people you care about.
It's a perfect time to host a dinner party, enjoy family movie night, or game night with friends. I used to live right by a Whole Foods market, and I would grab all of my appetizers and stuff for my friends, and I would get my wine and everything right there in one place. Love that place. Never without it when I have people over.
And in summer, I love to grill meat, and that's why I always go to Whole Foods Market, because they have just wonderful cuts of meat.
You could also look to Whole Foods Market Catering to make entertaining as easy as it is flavorful. Order shrimp platters, veggie crudités, charcuterie, and more. Explore your options at shop.wfm.com.
Host the perfect summer dinner party with help from Whole Foods Market.
Listening on Audible helps your imagination soar. Whether you listen to stories, motivation, expert advice, any genre you love, you can be inspired to imagine new worlds, new possibilities, new ways of thinking. There's more to imagine when you listen. Listening can really lead to positive changes in your mood, your habits, and ultimately your overall well-being. I've been wanting something fun and light for the summer, so I started listening to The Stench of Honolulu by Jack Handey, who, of course, is from Saturday Night Live. We all remember Deep Thoughts. And it's true. I really feel like my imagination is bursting at the seams right now.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases.
New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500.
You lose weight, it comes back. You lose it again, it comes back again. Sound familiar? Then it's time to find a better, more sustainable way to lose weight. Row pairs a weekly shot with healthy lifestyle changes, so you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight in a year, on average, and actually keep it off. Over 200,000 people have already chosen Row to help them lose weight. Here's why. Row lets you skip the waiting room and get GLP-1 medication prescribed online. Just tell us about your health history, and a Row-affiliated provider will help find the GLP-1 medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Plus, you'll get the coaching and support you need to make your results last. Now you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight and keep it off. Get started with Row today at row.co/join. That's ro.co/join.
Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens?
Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, everybody. I'm Rondell, and that is Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Great. How's it going with you today?
You know what? It's spectacular. How's it going with you?
Everything great over there for you? You know,
Yeah.
Things are okay over here. I've been, started remodeling this house that I'm in here in Los Angeles. So I've been doing a lot of like Lowe's shopping, going to Lowe's and going to Home Depot. You know, can I just tell you, whatever happened to customer service? I mean,
Sure,
there is nobody working at those places to help your ass, especially if you don't know what's going on. So I would just like to say thank you, Google. And thank you, Amazon, because I went to Lowe's and the same fucking guy kept coming in down the aisle going, sir. And I was like, oh my God, someone's going to help me at Lowe's, because literally no one will help you. They will get on their little thing and drive away, beep, beep, beep away. Okay. So finally he's like, sir, do you have solar yet? And I'm like, babe,
Oh, God.
you've come to me 5 times. I can't get anyone to help me in the store, but I get some rando offering me solar over and over. Get the fuck out of here, solar person. Okay. How about you use your solar energy and get me some goddamn help?
Well, it sounds like you need to be lifted up from that Lowe's experience. Actually,
I've got friends in Lowe's places.
Truly. I find that like Home Depot and Lowe's, customer service is very difficult. Although the last time I went to Home Depot, I had really like this lady was so helpful. I can't even tell you how great she was. But usually it's like you do have to flag them down and they run away from you. They do not want to
They
work.
run like hell, Ben.
They run.
I go on the Amazon because, look, I get their big box stores and they're discounted because they don't have as much. I get it, you know. So I was like, okay, I'll do this on my own. So I started researching right there in the store. I ended up ordering shit off Amazon because Guess what? I looked up all the stuff that they are selling at the Lowe's. They're all 3 stars and below. It's you guys go out of your way to pick the lowest quality shit to sell people. By the way, I hope they're not a sponsor. They're not, right?
They're not. And if they are, then we may have a new perspective. But I will say that. So
they fixed it. They've just paid me money, and if Lowe's is fixed, everybody go there.
Maybe check out like something that's like a little smaller but still big, like Orchard Home Supply. Although I don't know if they're still a lot around. Anawalt. There's an Anawalt up on
I tried
Burbank.
a good old-fashioned Amazon. I looked up reviews, found what's 5 stars, called Amazon. They're coming tomorrow. So thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Google. Fuck off, Lowe's and big box stores.
What were you getting?
Kitchen faucet and a kitchen faucet spout that matches the color.
Oh, yeah. Don't get Delta, by the way. I've heard Delta is the bottom of the barrel. Did you get Delta?
I don't know. It's in the
I had a
room.
Delta shower head, and it
Delta.
like here's what happened to my Delta shower head. One night, picture it, Hollywood, 2022. I was making cookies for like a holiday cookie exchange, and as I was making these cookies, the shower just would not turn off. Like you turn the nozzle all the way up, and the shower was just going. It was like the nozzle didn't even matter. Like the shower was unstoppable, and it turned out it's because it was a Delta shower fixture, head, whatever. And it was shitty, and something broke in it where it was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to shower. Okay, it's not up for you to tell me when I turn off. So we had to call an emergency plumber, and I'm trying to cook 65 cookies while a plumber is digging into the wall. Things are catching on fire. It was such chaos, and I blame it all on the Delta brand. So everyone...
Well, just like Delta Burke, it was very fun while it lasted, and then it fizzled out early. So sorry, designing women, to diss you while we're at it. But okay, let's get into Below Deck Med. This was a very interesting episode because it was a turning point. And man, these editors really tricked our asses because they had us believing somebody was competent when they are absolutely not. So that'll be fun to get into. We did Crappy Hour last night. That's our bi-weekly show on Instagram Live talking about, Bravo Goss, stuff like that. So check that out. It should be on our feed. We also started Winter is Crappening this week, which is our Game of Thrones podcast. We're recapping season 2 of House of the Dragon. Super fun. Subscribe to that feed for on-time recaps. If you want later recaps, they'll be out on Crappens later. But if you want them right away, go on Crappens, Winter is Crappening. So today, and also video recap. Hi, we're on Patreon. Also, last week's Below Deck Med was a Patreon recap. Sometimes we do that when we've got a lot going on. And now we're back on the main feed. Hi, main feed. We've missed you.
Yeah, we're back. Below Deck. Oh, gosh. These are the sort of episodes. At first, this episode, I was like, okay, it's like a humdrum episode. But by the end, I was like enraged. But where we're picking up is the big cliffhanger from last week was are Gail and Nathan going to hook up, quietly on camera because they're both wasted. They're both going to have quote unquote strawberries. I'm ready for the strawberry thing to die. I'm like over it. I don't want to hear about like, oh, I still owe you a strawberry. You want to get a strawberry? I've got strawberries in the closet. You want to come to the closet for some strawberries? I don't want to hear it anymore. But anyway,
strawberry flirting is so weird because it used to mean crackhead back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a crack whore, I think, specifically a crack whore. And I know that because I wrote a musical for UCB, Quick and Dirty Musicals, and it was based on Hookers at the Point, which was an HBO documentary about hookers. And I made a big doo-wop musical about crackhead hookers. And so I learned the term strawberry. What do you like? How do you like that? This is like a regular behind the scenes with Stephen Sondheim over here, guys.
I know. It was like,
huge.
For me, what really ruined things like this. Well, aside from the fact that I don't like strawberries, although I am getting better, I have been experimenting with strawberries. I have been, as in
crack whores,
been eating some of them. Crack whores.
Good for you.
I've been like, guys, crack whores are great. But who really like turned me off to the idea of like strawberries as like a sexy thing is Justin Timberlake, because he has a song called like Strawberry Bubblegum, and I hate the song, and it's just like gross. He's like, there's strawberry bubblegum. I'm like, it's I don't know, like I like it turned me up. I never liked bubblegum and I never liked strawberries, but somehow Justin Timberlake singing about it in like a sexy way, like hey girl with your strawberry bubblegum, it just makes me want to say, fuck strawberries and flirting. I don't want to hear any of it.
It's also super creepy. Justin Timberlake. It's like a lecherous for Justin Timberlake.
I don't like
Okay, so they're about to bone. They're trying to find a secret space, and the crew is everywhere because they're on a TV show that shoots 24 hours a day. Because they're not wusses like fucking Real Housewives that stop shooting at 10 p.m. and miss all the good stuff. These people have cameras everywhere, and they're always going. So they couldn't hide. He hid in the closet, or the what do you call it? The closet thing. And she was trying to find him, but kept getting lost, and the crew kept finding her, and she kept trying to lie to the crew, and then was just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. So that was the big cliffhanger. They didn't bang after all. So she didn't cheat, but you know what? The intent is there, and she will cheat in the future.
She will cheat.
So yeah, it doesn't even matter if you did commit the crime. It's like that Tom Cruise movie where they can tell if you're going to commit a crime in the future. Yeah. And so he's like, oh my God, I murdered somebody. Why am I running from the cops? And they're like, because you're a murderer in the future. And then he has to figure out who he murdered and why he murdered them before he goes to jail. So it's kind of like Gail, but with her strawberry instead of death.
Yeah, it's just like Minority Report. Except with
Strawberry Report.
Strawberry Report. Yeah, by the way, it was a little bit of a fail on the camera crew's part. Like, that was the moment for the camera crew to hide behind corners because the moment she saw that camera crew, she was like, fuck, I can't get away from them. And they kind of cock-blocked it. And she came up with this, like, excuse. She's like, oh, no, I don't need a mic. Because they're like, do you need a mic? You need a mic? Do you need a mic? And she's like, no. I just want a glass of water. I'm gonna get a glass of water right now. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go upstairs and go downstairs to the bed. I'm good. No, not gonna go make out with anyone. Not at all.
Yeah, they caught her, and they're also probably intercepting her texts or something. I don't know how that works.
I wonder how do they get those texts? Do they have to hand over their phones to production, and production like reads the text and then writes them down? Like, how does that work?
I don't know, because you would think that they would just delete the text. So how do they have the text unless they're intercepting them somehow? Maybe they have to download some app that's intercepting all of their calls and stuff. I mean, shit.
Yeah, I don't know how that really works.
Okay, so now it's the next day, and Joe, poor Nathan or whatever, probably had to go to bed and just listen to his roommate finger banging his butt. All night. Well, he's got a boner, poor guy. So then the next day, the crew's waking up in the cabins, and, Joe's losing his voice. Gail's saying that she had an emotional night last night, and she's really sorry if she woke Aisha.
Yeah.
And what were you emotional about? Why was she emotional?
Strawberries. And then Sandy is on the
sad strawberry last night. I'm sorry if I woke you. Oh, you've got the sweetest strawberry in the world. Let's hug.
So Sandy is now she's like closing out things with that shitty provisioner that messed everything up for the first 2 episodes, and she's like, last charter was the worst provisioning experience I've ever had in my career. So we're changing provision companies. I'm normally a 3 strikes kind of gal, unless it's Hanner, in which case you get half a strike at best. And, and then you're out. But, when your first strike is so bad, when you really Hanna it, as I like to say, you're out. You're gone.
But I'll tell you this much. I would vote for Bush again. Okay, there I said it. What strike is that for me? Because wasn't that a George Bush thing, the 3 strikes law? Or was that a Clinton thing? Where did that come from, the 3 strikes law?
I don't remember. I feel like it was Clinton. Because, I feel like George Bush's thing was more like, make a fool of me once. Shame on you. Make a fool of me twice. You're not going to make a fool of me twice.
3 strikes law. Governor Wilson in 1994. So that was Clinton back then.
Clinton era, at least.
Guys, you know what? We're blaming me. We're blaming our own team. Wow. Hey, the call is coming from inside the house. That's what I learned.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you just had strike 1.
Third one, it's going to be someone showing up in a screen mask to kill me, okay? Because the call's coming from inside the house. So she calls a new company, and the new company's like, yes, we've got it. We'll be right there with everything you need in 5 minutes. And it's like, Jesus, how does that other company even stay in business? Do you think it's nepotism?
Yeah. I think maybe they're like a mob front. Like, they're not really going to deliver anything. They're just like a money laundering operation.
Do you think that's where they've stowed Kyle away? Because isn't Kyle from this show, or is he from?
Kyle is from this show.
Because there's
yeah.
rumors that Kyle's coming back for the next season. I just want to warn everybody. I don't know if that's a spoiler because I don't know anything, so I guess it's not a spoiler because I haven't been spoiled. But I've read on Reddit that people suspect he's coming back, and it is like a horror movie. It's like when cats run inside when it's going to be a tornado or whatever. That's what the people of Reddit are doing. They're just like they sense it. They're like, guys, I think Kyle might be coming back. My knees hurt today. And it just, the only time my knees hurt randomly is when Kyle's coming back.
Kyle just flops onto the boat. I'm so exhausted. The stress of getting here is so much for me.
I need to go to the hospital.
People making fun of me on the plane. So,
Frank!
So, gosh, I hope he doesn't come. Although, he is so entertaining to watch. That's the thing I hate to say is that, he is such a big personality. So, like, I understand if they do bring him back, but he is an awful person.
Yeah, he's the worst. Okay, so, they found a new provision crew, which is great. Okay.
Great, we love it.
So then Bree is asking Joe, she's like, can you make a cup of coffee? And he's like, sure can. Do you like it? How do you like it? Fast and hard? Yes, nailed it. Joe's just a wacky guy. And Joe kind of jokes with everybody. And so everybody thinks that Joe wants to fuck them. But I think Joe's just an emotionally unavailable, funny person. What do you think?
I think he has a lot of, I think all his power's in his eyebrows. And the moment he gets them clipped, he's going to lose a lot of his charm. I think that that's his superpower. But I don't think
they're going to clip. I think they're going to overgrow. And then he's going to lose his power because they're going to become so gigantic that you're going to be like, look into my eyes. Wait, hold on. Look into my eyes now. Now look. You have to move them out. They're going to be huge.
So Gail's on the phone with her boyfriend in their soon-to-be over relationship because this is not a healthy relationship. And she's saying like, oh, I regret not going to bed. I showered and I went to sleep, but I got to leave because I need to be on deck. Sorry, boy. She's like, they have this like really insecure energy with each other, especially her to him. It sounds like he's like a real dick. Like we see this so many times on Below Deck. The boyfriend who's like, why aren't you calling me? Why are you neglecting me? Why are you ignoring me? And it sounds like she's trying to like cater to his bruised ego right now.
I don't know if he's a dick, but he's definitely needy. Where he's like, why aren't you calling me? But I'm calling you, and I'm trying to work on the same boat as you. Like I'm trying to get us a job where we're working on the same boat. Why are you calling me? Do you still want to work on the same boat? Like he's probably sensing that she's, shopping around. And he's like, well, why are you? Yeah. You needed me more last week, and now you don't need me anymore. Am I doing something wrong? We've all been there.
Well, I guarantee he's very average looking. Like, listen, I'm just going to say it. I guarantee he's very average, and Gail is way out of his league. And he is like, oh, she's going to find someone that's in her league. Like, my time is about to be up, and I'm not ready for it. I want to get more out of this. Like, I've got this super, super, super hot girlfriend, and I'm never going to get someone as hot as her again. I don't want to lose her. And I guarantee that energy is what is spilling over across the phone.
Yeah, when he knows he's batting way higher than his. Yeah. I don't know. I can't do sports. I don't know why I even try that.
Batting way higher than his average.
Than his like field goals. Okay, so then Nathan apologizes to Gail. He's like, good morning. I was a knob last night. I'm sorry about that. And she's like, I was absolutely a knob. We can be knobs together. Want to touch knobs? I'm just kidding. We should, though. Is there a closet somewhere? Strawberry knobs. Strawberry knobs. People just need to go jerk off, honestly.
I know. So then Ellie goes up to Bree. She's like, hello, Bree. What is your plan for doing guest laundry going forward? She's like, I don't know. Okay. So great. We definitely need a notebook in here because we cannot just keep on doing this. Okay, well, no, Ellie, why are you trying to pick me up? You said the notebook? No, not the movie, the notebook. Okay, you can put me back down again. Okay, thank you. You have to be able to bring everything and keep track of it. Notebook.
It is important to have notebook to learn what we're doing. Look, I have one right here. Monday, Playboy Bunny. Tuesday, Fireman. Wednesday, Howard the Duck. Underrated.
Sorry, underrated.
Bring it back.
I've been thinking of her all week saying,
Oh, we couldn't afford the Barbie house when I was a kid, so give me a glue gun and some cardboard. I get the roof over those bitches' heads.
I don't know why. That is going to stick with me forever. I thought that was so funny. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Imagine it's the 20 minutes between your kid getting off the bus and when you get home, and a fire starts. Do your kids know who to call? Do they know how to say, Alexa, call for help? That's all they'll need to do to be connected to a dedicated emergency response agent faster than industry standards. You can pre-save critical information on your Alexa device, such as gate codes, allergies, etc., that can be used by emergency first responders. For an added layer of protection in your home, trust in Alexa Emergency Assist. Learn more and subscribe at www.amazon.com/Alexa Assist. For 149 years, ADT has made the security of their customers a top priority, so you can have peace of mind that your home is protected. Now ADT professionally installs Google Nest products to help keep your home safe and smart. You'll be able to check in on your home and manage your security system from virtually anywhere. Plus, with Nest Cams and the Nest Doorbell, you can get intelligent alerts, so you'll always receive notifications on what matters most. When the most trusted name in home security adds the intelligence of Google, you've got a home with no worries. Go to ADT.com today or call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. Google Nest Cam and Nest Doorbell are trademarks of Google LLC. ADT. Brilliantly safe.
So then when we see Ian the bosun, and he's talking about how he wants every charter to be better and smoother. He's gonna say, I want to be like the best bosun ever and give it 100 cement. And the producer's like, what's 100 cement? He's like, oh, it's basically saying yes, but with more letters. I'm like, or you just said percent wrong and said cement by accident.
Yeah, because none of this makes any sense.
You try to fix it, but we know what you did.
Girls, I want you to go ahead and work on the cabins, girls. And Ellie hears on the radio, and she's like,
Bree, I want to help you, okay? I tell myself a specific amount of time to complete task, and that's it. So you need to do this.
And so Bree's like, yeah,
I've been in the industry for 2 years, and I know my place, and I know I'm the baby. So maybe I can make it happen and make it work.
Well, first you have to come up with a plan. You can't just fail for like 2 weeks in a row or whatever it's been and then show up with no plan, Bree. Come on. And I like you, Bree, but come on now.
She's like a baby giraffe. And you know when they first come out of the womb and their legs are wobbly and they're just trying to figure out how to waff? Yeah, ha 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 ha. That's Bree. Except imagine a baby giraffe that's trying to iron the wall. That's really more Bree.
Okay, preference sheet meeting. Guess who I prefer? Gigi Fernandez. So guess what? That's my preference sheet. And luckily enough, the provision company came through already because guess who's coming aboard? Gigi. I win. I'm a winner today. Yay me. Hugs.
So Gigi Fernandez is a 17-time Grand Slam doubles champion. You may remember her from when I subbed in on regular Below Deck and she came on and reminded everyone that she's a 17-time Grand Slam doubles champion. Anyway, 2 different times she's won gold in the Olympics, and I had her as a client. We became friends after that, mainly because I kept saying to her, gosh, I can't believe that you're a 17-time Grand Slam doubles champion and won gold in the Olympics twice. She really likes that.
Yeah. And she kept saying, whoa, you're a captain of a boat. And I said, whoa, you're a grand slammer. And she said, whoa, you're the captain of a boat. And I said, supercuts? And she said, supercuts you? I said, supercuts. Before you know it, we're best friends.
It really worked out well. Oh, that's amazing. Should we do synchronized service for them? Oh, yes, synchronized service. I want to do it with you. Can I do synchronized service? Please. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to do it. Great. Synchronized service it is. Where's my swim cap? No, it's service, not swimming. Oh, I'll still do it.
Yeah, come on. I want to jump into bowls of couscous in shapes. You know, like I'll go first, then Gigi can go, then you can go. Like a Busby Berkeley type thing.
Hold on. I
still synchronized swimming.
Are you sure? Okay, I have a guide on how to do synchronized service here. It's by Esther Williams. I'm just going to go upstairs and watch it for a little bit.
You're hopeless.
Okay, well, listen. Last time we had 7 courses each meal, okay? So her expectations are high, okay? So, one day, Mexican food, grilled fish tacos, super high.
expectations. Okay. Gigi likes fish tacos. Do we have cereal we can put in a bowl with some milk? Gigi loves that. Huge expectations, guys.
So when you serve the tortilla chips, that's Mexican, by the way. When you serve it, okay, let's just raise the bar. Let's add salsa, okay?
You know what? How about instead of bowls of cereal, we have bowls of chips that are cereal and you put milk in those? Yeah. I don't know, do something crazy. Gigi's crazy. She's out of her mind.
So there's this thing. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. In Mexico, there's a thing called pico de gallo. I want you to put that by the chips. It's going to transform the whole experience. And also do you know about avocados? They're like a thing. Guacamole. Look it up on the internet. It's really
super
high
fancy.
Standards.
Yeah,
high
super
standards.
fancy. Basically, avocados are like ball gowns for chips to wear to the Oscars. Okay, very, very fancy stuff.
Gigi only likes to eat fruits and vegetables that sort of look like tennis balls. So really make sure you peel that avocado and maybe draw some little lines on it and put it on the plate.
We'll throw them at Gigi. See if she can hit them. So it's just like, there's going to be a possible yoga session on the yacht because Roberta's a yoga instructor. Look at that, Roberta. I wish Roberta was here right now so I could hug her and say, Roberta, it's not an easy certification to get. You go, girl.
Okay, I'm going to anchor in Russia Bay, which is funny because we're not actually in Russia, but I was in Russia once where I got attacked by some of Putin's pirates, but I got out of there all right. It was okay.
This bay is like every other bay, except it's super cold, and there's old guys riding around on bears. Okay, Gigi's going to love that.
Gigi said, I want to dock in a bay that wants to terrorize other bays, okay? So then
sitting on the dock of the bay, my bay's gonna nuke your bay. Your bay's gonna go away, 'cause my bay's gonna nuke your bay. Okay, it's kind of a depressing bay, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I pitched that song to Clive Davis, and he said, no thanks. So anyway, after Russia Bay, I was wearing my synchronized swimming makeup too, so maybe that's why he was turned off. But after that, okay, we're going to go to Poros, okay? But we're not going to tell Gigi it's called Poros because she has high standards. We're going to tell it's called Richos. And there's
Richos. Only Richos. Okay. Gigi would never say it out loud, but she actually calls poor people Poros. Like, gosh. Can we go to Lowe's instead of Home Depot? Because Home Depot has a lot of Poros,
Sometimes she likes to toss an avocado in the air and swat it with her racket right at the Poros.
Guess what sport tennis isn't for? Poros. Okay? So, because there's an anchor right in the front of town in Poros. So, all right, let's go to preferences. Julie, no mayo. God, no one likes Julie. You know what I mean? Who wants to hang out with the person who doesn't like mayo? Not me, that's for sure. Stupid Julie. And also, Julie doesn't like lamb, veal, turkey, duck, or pork. Julie's an asshole. Okay, everybody?
Julie, you would think she's a vegetarian, but guess what she likes? Beef. So no lamb, veal, turkey, duck, or pork, but give her hella beef. Nothing but steak for Julie. And John was like, she also has a gluten allergy. Oh, and the spice level is 8 to 10. I feel like these guests are good with spice, except for Roberta. Boo, Roberta. Roberta's stupid, am I right? God.
Roberta and Julie sitting in a tree. Goaway. Go away, Roberta and Julie, is my point. No mayo, lamb, veal, turkey, duck, pork, or spice, or gluten. I mean, geez, what are we doing? We might as well be living in Russia Bay, am I right?
Plot twist. She also hates seafood, whereas seafood is the top request of the primary. Oh, God. What a tangled web we weave, am I right? Russia Bay. More like Kiss of the Spider Woman Bay.
Okay, that was a little far out of my
Didn't
wheelhouse.
really make sense. It wasn't really an appropriate analogy. It's like I couldn't think of any country that was known for its spiders.
Okay, well, it's going to be a challenge. It's very difficult to please Gigi. Okay, now let's go to it, guys. And so John was like, I don't know if I have that much exposure to a group having so many varying preferences. Shimmy, elbow shimmy. Because I've never worked in a restaurant one eye winking. I have an Olympian with high-end taste coming aboard, and it's a lot of pressure. Sometimes I don't even feel like a chef. I just relate to being a designer, because I'm more of a designer or an architect. Go back to that. Go back to figuring out how hot dogs interlock with buns, sir.
Yeah.
Because
maybe the reason why you don't feel like a chef is because maybe you're not a chef. You're like, I've never
literally
worked in a
pretending
restaurant.
to be on TV. Yeah.
I've never worked in a restaurant. I've never cooked for people who have different preferences. You're just someone who throws a nice dinner party for your friends. Okay, let's be honest. And like, I'm trying to like Jono because I'm trying to support fellow gays. And I'm trying to just tell myself, I think he just has resting bitch face. But I also get this nagging feeling that if I were hosting a game night, and I was like, okay, everyone, we're going to play celebrity or something. Like just a fun party game night. And be like, okay, here's what you do. You write down celebrities and you're going to put them in a hat. And he goes, so you write down celebrities and this is fun? I'd rather not. You guys just play. I'll watch. Fuck you, Jono, and my hypothetical game night.
I'm just going to watch, but then he would guess everything.
Yeah. He'd be like, no,
when it's not his turn.
And when it's time to read the names, he'd be like, this lady, she has a talk. You know what? Never mind. Pass. Okay, this lady, she was a poet. You know what? Never mind. Pass. Okay, this lady, she's a singer. Never mind. Pass. It's like, Jono, you got to try.
He's just burning through all the clues.
We all know people who are bad celebrity game players. Not that they're bad at the clue giving. They're bad at being joyful at the game.
But then he'd apologize like 5 weeks later, like he does in this episode. Okay, so provisions come, so everybody's excited. Gail's flirting with Nathan, and that's cute. And Aisha's just so excited to have a real company coming, you know. And Bree is like, oh my God, guess what I'm doing? Juicing. I'm juicing, Allie. And he's like, oh my God, good for you, girl. Good for you.
What are you juicing? A wash rag? No, you have to take that out of the juicer. It's not going to be good.
That is delicious. And Joe's like, what's the juicing? Is that a euphemism for something else? And they're like, oh. It's like, that might be a little something starting between me and Joe. Oh, because Joe, oh my God. But Joe, the juice is definitely worth the squeeze, am I right?
I'm just imagining her squeezing his eyebrows after a shower and all this water coming out. So Aisha is like, she loves the cabins look great, time to pull for lunch, etc. And Gail starts texting her boyfriend to see if they can chat before charter and everything. And then Gail does her thing. That's her storyline for this episode is banging her head. That's what she does for the rest of the episode. We see a shot of her cabin, and then like the GoPro cam just shakes. She goes, oh, I just hit my head.
You know what I just realized? I think it was the last season of Below Deck, or maybe it was 2 seasons ago. I can't. There's so many seasons of these shows. But there was one where they did these little interspersed cuts of somebody just chugging water. Remember? Like the music would stop and they'd be like, "Look, look, 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 look." And then I was like, are they an alcoholic? What was it? And we never found out why they had the chugging water thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who it was. It was last season.
What a loose thread. You guys can't just do that to us. You can't give us little breadcrumbs like that. Like, I need to know what the chugging water was about. Were they an alcoholic? What? Let me know.
You know, it's an overarching
Call me,
mystery.
guys.
It's an overarching mystery that's going to be revealed over many seasons. So I think you just have to be patient.
Yeah, it's going to be like one of those shows that just takes an entire season. An entire 10 seasons.
Everyone, okay, get to the front deck. My best friends and 17-time Grand Slam champion and 2-time gold medal winner Gigi Fernandez is coming on board. Everyone, my best friend is here. Hi, best friend.
So they come aboard, and Sandy's like, I'm just so happy you're here. And Gigi, because Gigi comes to the bridge after tour, and Gigi's like, I just want to watch. She's like, yeah, you know what? I just want to watch you. Pretend you're swinging at something, and I'll pretend I'm steering a boat. Okay?
Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to swing at. Did you see the poros on the deck? Oh, don't get them close to
Aisha
me.
is talking to some guests in the saloon, and she's like, so where's everyone from? And Julie's like, I'm from Delaware. Oh, you're a poros then? Does Gigi know?
And then Laura's like, yeah, that's where President Biden's from, Delaware. And then Julia's like, yeah, my tennis partner is his next door neighbor. Oh, that's Exciting, I guess, for someone. It's a proximity by someone else's tennis partner who's a neighbor. That's great.
It's amazing to know someone who knows someone that does something with someone I don't care about. Good for you.
Someone who's the president of a country I don't live in. Also, Delaware is so small, I have to imagine everyone's tennis partner is neighbors with Joe Biden. So,
by the way, I'm sorry I called Delaware Poros. I really don't know anything about Delaware. That's not nice. But, I mean...
But you know. Come on, Delaware. Be cool.
But you know Delaware. Come on, Delaware. Like, what do you guys do? What do you do in Delaware?
Delaware
like,
is home of the
I've never heard
DuPonts.
anything about Delaware.
Delaware is home of the DuPonts. DuPonts are one of the wealthiest families in America. And that's all in Delaware. So there, Delaware. Anywho, by the way, which one of these is it? Julie? One of them has like fun, short, kind of mostly platinum with some little green streaks. You know, like when someone puts dye in their dog and they have like a little like weird highlighted accents in their hair. That's what I think Julie did to her hair.
So Julie's the one with the short hair, the short blonde hair?
I think so. I think she is the one who also doesn't do veal or lamb or...
Of course.
I'm just double
she's like
checking
the
that.
wacky one. She's like, I'm different. I've got bleached hair with a little dye and I don't eat veal.
She's wacky. She's trying to do like a Cyndi Lauper thing a little bit, you know?
Yeah. She's like, I got some oasis. Okay, you're going too far with the Cindy. Okay? Cut that crap or we're dropping you at Russia Bay. Julie. Okay, so Aisha's like, well, I feel like these guys have higher expectations than the last guys. I mean, Joe Biden's neighbors of neighbors. I mean, come on, Poseidon, god of the ocean. Give me stews who know how to do their job, please.
I feel like that's not high on Poseidon's list of things to do. I feel like Poseidon's like, I want to create a hurricane. I want to make a giant whale. I don't think Poseidon's like, oh, I'm going to provide a stew to help out with Gigi
the god of
Fernandez.
the ocean's never been like, how can I help? You know what I mean? God of the ocean's always like, how can I destroy anybody who tries to enter me? Let's figure that out.
God of the ocean, whenever like Neptune or Poseidon are like depicted, it's always like rising on a wave with like dolphins and a triton and like power and fury. It's not saying like, oh, I'm Poseidon. And by the way, here are some stews. Please enjoy. They're really great. We really like them. So God bless.
Yeah, we haven't seen Poseidon lately really portrayed in anything. I think Poseidon probably got his head stuck in one of those ring things that keeps Diet Cokes together in the ocean, and he got stuck to a dolphin down there somewhere. It's like, where's Poseidon? Guys, we've just littered too much. Poseidon is indisposed until someone figures out.
Accurate,
how to
actually. Considering there are like giant like patches of garbage floating in the ocean the size of Connecticut.
Truly.
Poseidon's probably like, you know what? I used to just laugh at the seagulls, the dolphins, be like, how could you guys not figure out what to do with, like, how to avoid these things? But now that I've got like a coke ring on my neck, I get it now.
Exactly. And this is why Poseidon tried to destroy us as much as he possibly could. We fucking deserved it. Okay, humans, great job. We're doing great, humans. Okay, so let's get back from our fucking fanfic of trapping Poseidon in Diet Coke rings.
Dying in trash.
And get back to Joe and Bree flirting. So he's talking about working, and she's like, I'm on my fucking break. And he's like, so am I. And she's like, oh, yeah. Like, you want to get married? Yeah. So they're talking about the guests and stuff. And
he's enticed by her tattoos. He's asked about the tattoos, and he doesn't have any. And he's like, I love a good tattoo. Quite attractive. Personally, I wouldn't get one because I promised my granddad. My granddad's Italian, and he was my father figure, and he kind of guided me through everything. For some reason, he was like, no tattoos, no tattoos, no tattoos. So that's for the granddad, no tattoos. But on a female, it's forbidden fruit. So it does something for me 100%. Like, okay. Another strange piece of biographical information wedged into a scene. Like, hi, my name's Joe. My backstory is my grandfather forbade me from having tattoos.
Also, just a general note to people struggling with this, you don't have to honor your fucking grandparents. That's not in the Bible. Do whatever the fuck you want. They're going to die sooner. Just promise them whatever they need to hear because you love them, and then just do whatever you want. Like, seriously, I have enough people to honor without having to worry about what Meemaw wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be married on a farm somewhere, so whatever.
A good grandfather would actually want you to do what you wanted to do and not what he wanted to do. And maybe the grandpa was just like, don't go to a tattoo concert. He wasn't saying don't get tattoos. He's just saying no tattoo. I don't like that group.
Don't hang out with Tattoo from Love Boat. He's just a user and a climber. So leave him alone. I like Bree's tattoo locations because he's like, where do you get tattoos? And she said, I've got them on my ribs and on my lip. It's odd. Those are odd tattoo spots, no? I mean, I'm not a tat person, but those seem like out of the way.
Well, it turns out they're not really tattoos. They're just burns from the iron that she's just saying are tattoos because she's too embarrassed.
They're just deadly mistakes. So she's like, I was holding up a shirt to see where it was wrinkled, and then I ironed it. Ow. Ow.
So now it's time to change into reds and everything. And Ellie walks into the cabin and Bree's laying in bed and like startles her. And Bree's like, thank you so much for the help, Ellie. Like, you really teach me how to be, like, you need to teach me how to be flirty. And Ellie's like, I can do that. Yes, and how to be seductive as fuck. Oh, who are we aiming for? Eyebrows? Just, no, just in general, I want to be flirty. Perhaps towards iron. I don't know. Last time I got kissed by iron, I got burned. Get it?
Now this was a big mistake on Bree's thing. Hindsight is 20/20 and all, or foresight is, because I've already seen the previews for next week. But this is going to be a problem between these two eyebrows, fighting over eyebrows.
Yeah,
and she should have just said, yeah, I like eyebrows, because then she would have claimed it, because Ellie's going to try and pretend she claimed it. And it's going to be a claim war over somebody who is emotionally unavailable. I'm telling you right now, I could just see it all over him. He's an unemotionally available jokester. Good luck with that. You're going to be fighting for nothing, okay? For Peter Gallagher eyebrows. Where is Peter Gallagher? Does anybody know where he is?
I don't know.
Because I feel like he hasn't been seen because he is stuck behind his eyebrows somewhere. They've grown out, and he is now tangled in them and can't leave the house.
Maybe he's like doing like a one-man show of the OC, like a stage play of the OC. Who knows? But it's weird because
called like highbrow.
Peter Gallagher and some highbrow entertainment. That would actually be very funny if he just like owned it, Ellie is by the way, there's been no indication that Joe seems to be very into Ellie. I think Ellie is reading into things here because Joe seems to be flirting, more with Bree, and I don't see it happening the other way around to Ellie.
Well, I think that the only person we've truly seen him flirt with is the dude that they're working with, because he told him when he first met him and they were roommates, he's like, well, I like finger banging my butthole every night before I go to bed. I mean,
that's right.
That sounds like flirting. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I guess we all do it differently, but, sounds pretty flirty to me.
That'd be sexy.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
At the Coca-Cola Company, Keurig Dr. Pepper, and PepsiCo, our bottles might still look the same, but some of them can be remade in a whole new way, using 100% recycled plastic. New bottles made using no new plastic except the caps and labels. You'll be seeing more of these new bottles in more places, and that's thanks to you, because when we get more bottles back, we can use less new plastic. Learn how our bottles are made to be remade at madetoberemade.org.
So now Gigi is looking for, she wants to do yoga, so she's telling Aisha that. And then meanwhile, Jono tells us, the request today was to do a Mexican themed lunch, and like the last place I worked at, the owners were from Mexico, so I'm gonna bring the spice. The tacos are going to be talking. They're going to be saying, "Eat me, eat me." I'm like, wait, so your credibility here, and that, not credibility, but like he wasn't even saying he worked at a Mexican restaurant. He just worked at a place where there were owners who were Mexican. I'm like, I feel like this is not going to go well.
The owners were from Mexico. You're right. Yeah. It's just like, I know Mexicans. He's like, I knew some Mexicans one time. So, I mean, I'm basically going to make Mexican food. I mean, they love peanut butter and jelly. So, it's going to work out great.
I once was in an airport and I saw that there was a flight leaving from Mexico, and I was like, you know what? Spices. I get it.
Yeah. So then the producers start listing what he's putting in the spicy rice.
Okay.
Garlic powder. I mean, okay.
Great.
Paprika. I mean, okay.
Yeah, that works.
Chili powder. Sure.
Sure.
Cardamom. No. No.
And
No,
it wasn't
come
just it wasn't just like a pinch. It was a whole cardamom is not a spice you do en masse. Okay, cardamom a little goes a long ass way. And it doesn't I'm not gonna say it doesn't play well with garlic powder and paprika and chili powder. I believe that there's probably many ways it does work, especially like in Indian food. But
it's not a spice for Mexican rice.
Mexican rice?
I'm going to put, do you use cardamom? Because maybe I'm just wrong, but I've been making Mexican food like my whole life. I'm from El Paso, so let me see. Do you use cardamom in Mexican food? I don't think so.
I understand trying to do a switch up, but like cardamom is really strong and it's really
Doesn't even
overpowering.
show. Doesn't even show. It says which regions of Mexico use cumin is the first thing. So yeah, coriander, allspice, cloves, thyme, Mexican oregano, cinnamon, cumin, cacao, etc. Okay, yeah, sorry. I tried giving you a defense here. It just
Well, look, I will say there is a recipe for cardamom horchata out there, which makes sense. I can see cardamom working in horchata, but I think this was a mistake. It would have been one thing. It would have been one thing if you went with those other spices and added like a little dash of cardamom, maybe to add like a subtle layer of flavor. But he treated it like a main spice, and that's not going to work out well.
Yeah.
And like also the degree to which he was pouring those spices in to that pot, like we cannot emphasize enough how much powder was going into those pots.
Yeah, it was a lot. Okay, so Aisha is telling him they're ready for lunch, and now he's adding more spice, and he's just doing his like shimmying his shoulders and twerking his butt and going, I see you, spice. Not spice, not cardamom. What? Not cardamom.
It's giving cardamom. It's giving spice. It's giving spice. It's giving cardamom. Gail hits her head again. By the way, just in case you wanted to know, quick update. She hit her head again.
I like it. She's just too pretty to live. It's like I feel like it makes it fair. It evens it out a little bit if she's constantly, damaging the goods. So then Julie, of course, is asking for her laundry to be washed. I don't know why that's so annoying.
Of course, Julie. Wacky Julie. She's like, can you wash my laundry and please don't put any veal or lamb in the machine? Thank you.
Like, please. I don't know what I passed today, but my t-shirt smells a little bit like veal. Please, only in cold water.
It's really important that you do this laundry the way Joe Biden does it, because I have a friend whose tennis partner lives next door to him.
So then Ellie's like,
after the whole Panini Gate last trip, I'm definitely holding my tongue around it. Am I right? And that's kind of hard for me to do because I'm currently working on my 7th language. Oh, snap. Snappel. Snapple. Snappish. Snoop. Which means snap. There's many ways to say snap, as I just proved to you, so...
So now everyone sits for lunch and they all start eating the food, and Gigi very politely says, this spice has a very distinctive taste. And the other guest is like, do you like it? No, it tastes like losing, and I don't lose.
And they're like, yeah, there is something spicy in this. And Julie's like, is it veal? Like, no, Julie.
Roberta's like, it's too spicy for me. They're like, Roberta, it's a 1 on the scale. Too spicy.
So then Aisha's like, okay, Bree, do you have everything written down so you don't forget? She's like, I'll do it now. Thank you, Aisha. So she's telling us, I try to do the best I can in laundry, but I just hate laundry so much. I mean, thank God for this notebook idea, though, because it's so hard for me to remember things in my head. And I don't know, but, I didn't think about the notebook, but it's actually such a good idea. Because if you think of something, you could just write it down. And then when you write it down, you tear out the paper and you throw it in the washing machine, and then you just never look at it again. And then, I don't know, it still feels good.
Oh, sweetie, that's not a notebook you're writing on. That's just an orange. And that's not a pen. It's a mayo packet.
Bless her heart. So then...
by the way, I have to say, the fact that she is blown away by the concept of a notebook, the concept that I can't remember things, I should write them down. The fact that this is blowing her mind really has me questioning her longevity as a stew.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I'd love to lie because I really like her, but, it is what it is, guys. And what it is needs no excuses. Okay, so now Ian's talking to his deck team, and he's just so annoying. They hate him now.
They hate him.
Like, suddenly hate Ian, which who can really blame him? He's like, I need you guys to come to a music festival with me sometime. We can be mates, bro. Whatever you want to hear. I dress up as a wizard sometimes, bro. Not even kidding.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why I would suddenly hate him after that. like you're inviting me to a music festival. Like, what is the opposite of a love language? That is inviting me to a music festival.
Dressed as a wizard.
Dressed as a wizard. I don't want that. So then Ian's like, all right, guys. He's like, if you want to help me start putting things in the water, I'm going to go up and prepare the crane. And like, one of you can join me. And he just talks about like how everyone's improving and stuff like that. And the guests are like, Ellie's checking with the guests to see what time they want to have dinner. And the guests do say they want late night munchies, which I felt like was going to become a big thing on this episode because late night munchies were an issue last episode. But I'm here to say that's not a thing. No, no late night munchie issues.
So they're doing water toys and stuff, and then it's time to paddleboard. Someone asked Nathan if they can paddleboard, and it's fine. Dun, dun, dun. And Ellie's like,
Oh, these guests are so chill.
yeah, I think I'm going to go on break. Are you fine? Is everything fine? Because nothing bad ever happens when I go on break.
And he's like, yes, of course. So she goes up to the deck and starts talking to Scott on the phone. And she's like, when I get these little check-ins with Scott, it's really a wonderful way of bringing me back to reality. It's like suddenly I can leave the horrors of a super luxurious yacht and be in the sweet, smelly, stinky confines of a vine in rural New Zealand. Oh, God, what I would give to be in a place that smells like urine with ants crawling over every single surface right now.
I've never missed shitting in a bucket in front of someone like I am right now. Talking to Scott.
Oh, this prison of being in this high luxury vessel and a scenic Greece. I just can't do it anymore. But you know what? Scott would work well on a boat. When you see the way he runs his bar in Breckenridge, he's got the highest standards. I mean, considering it's a bar he runs out of his van and it smells like urine.
Considering he's just running around with a soap bar, really?
Considering I'm the only customer, and it's not a real bar, it's just me sitting on a bucket outside next to the tires.
He's just bossing around the Milky Way, let's be honest, but I like him to feel employed, so I applaud it.
I tried to have him boss around the Three Musketeers, but he said that were too many people.
He said he wasn't ready for a team yet.
And then the Snickers, he felt very uncomfortable. Made him feel like I was mocking him.
So, okay. Ian tells Gail, he radios Gail to take 3 hours. And she's like,
Oh my God, you know how many times I can eat my head in 3 hours?
so she's like, but I'm the only person on the swim platform right now. And he goes, it's okay. Joe's coming to relieve you. So, dun, dun, dun. Next, Aisha's like, Sandy, after dinner, we're going to do a toga competition. Gigi wants you to be in charge. You know what judges do. They hold up those scorecards. Oh, yeah, I was a judge once. I was a judge on a TV show. Basically, I held up cards that said, you're a heroin addict. Get off my boat. Your table decorating skills are a 1. Goodbye. You're fired, Hannah Banana. Okay?
Yeah.
That show was called This One. Wow. I'm back.
I was a judge on Indian Ocean's next top pirate. And when those Somali pirates tried to get on my boat, I said, guess what? You get a 1 because you lost. And I left them in my dust.
Now those pirates are called dust eaters. Okay? So Aisha's like cracking up that they want to do a toga competition, and it's just so funny. So then Nathan is like, okay, well, he's like, yeah, we're trying to get back to the boat, but we're actually drifting away from it because the currents are so strong. So yeah, we're basically stuck at sea. I'm shitting myself right now. And meanwhile, Joe is like showing the other guests his abs. Yeah. And the producers are showing how far Nathan has drifted away. and nobody has noticed.
Yeah, they've like drifted out of the Bay of Russia. Now they're just in the Bay of Arctic Circle at this point. They are just far away. And then Joe is like, "Oh shit, where are these two? Oh, where are you? This is really embarrassing. Oh no, this can't be happening. Wouldn't it be funny? It's like the first below deck. We're like, well, unfortunately, one of the guests and one of the deckhands have passed away. They drifted out to sea. So anyway,
my God, yes, that's dark. I would prefer they just end up on like below deck adventure.
It's like, what are you doing on this boat? We found a stew in the water. Come in here, little stew. By the way, I'll put you to work, but I'm going to need you to wear a little bit of eyeliner and lipstick, and please do your hair before you come to work.
Gigi Fernandez, I'm going to need you to put your hair up, please, so that it all look good.
It's rescued by Faye in Alaska somewhere.
I would love that. So anyway, so these two, Nathan and whoever's with Nathan, I think it may have actually been Roberta, are lost at sea. They're drifting away, and Sandy's like, "This does not make me happy." So then they send, of course, a tender to go save them, and they come back.
Why couldn't it be Jen? Is it Jen, the one that doesn't like veal or mayonnaise or whatever?
Julie.
God, why couldn't it be Julie?
I mean, it could be Jen also. We don't know Jen, but I know her. She's a real bitch.
Jen is a real bitch. God, she used to be Jen. Now she insists on being called Jennifer. I'm so sure.
God.
Give me a break.
With a PH. Awful.
Ever since I said, my name is Captain Sandy, she said, "Oh, really? Well, my name is Jennifer." You know what? I would never say this out loud, but fuck Jen. That's right. Fuck Jen, not Jennifer.
Yeah, I wouldn't get a tender for her. She's dead to me.
She could drift off to sea all she wants. Whoa, just coming back to it there. I'm back. I'm back. Save him. Someone go save him.
Save Nathan and the lady. So they save him, and Sandy says to Joe, "So was he on a paddleboard with him? Like no one was really watching them?" This is a trick question because I know the answer. And Joe's like, "No, it's my fault. I should have had eyes on them, but sometimes those awnings come down and it's really hard to see through them, if you know what I'm saying."
It's really hard to look out to sea when I was looking down at my abs. Just so good.
Well,
lesson learned, Less sit-ups, I always say.
Well, I'm like a parakeet, when the sun goes down, I go to sleep. And unfortunately, when those eyebrows get too big and bushy, I sometimes... What I'm trying to say is I literally had hair in my eyes. I couldn't see. It was too dark.
I appreciate Joe taking accountability. That's one of my favorite things. I just love that. But you know what? It goes back to Ian. You know who hasn't taken accountability? Ian. He's probably fired. So let's see who else takes accountability. Hey, Bird, did you poop on the deck? You did? Thanks for taking accountability. You want Ian's job? He's a fucking loser. Takes no accountability for nothing, I'll tell you that much. You're hired.
You know what? You always need to have eyes on the guest. And when your name is Ian and you literally have two eyes in your name, that's your job.
Okay, so she's like, "Yeah, here's how it goes. Guests are in the water on any toy. One person is on a tender following the guests on the toy. Guests are a priority. Okay? Be tender on a tender."
Okay. Now go apologize to Gigi and let her tell you that she's won 17 Grand Slams and 2 gold medals, okay?
Go apologize to Gigi. Leave cardamom out of it for now.
Tell Gigi she's the best also and say loves Captain Sandy.
So Ian's like, I don't know. I'm in trouble now for something I didn't even see. So that's kind of not fair. But guess what? I just need to keep my eyes on my team more than I've been keeping my eyes on the scene. That's it.
So Gigi, I apologize about that. She goes, "Oh, well, it could have been a disaster, but it turned out all right. It could have been a real John O' lunch, if you know what I'm talking about." Hashtag disaster.
This could have been a real Mexican rice. Am I right?
This could have been a cardamom in the Mexican rice situation, if you know what I'm talking about. This could have been a real, hey, I think I'm a good tennis player, but I just decided to play Gigi Fernandez, a.k.a. disaster for that person situation.
This could have been a real pickleball effect on the community. Am I right? Pretty much a disaster. So he's like, okay, well, you know what? At the end of the day, you get nothing for nothing. That's what you can say for the life of a poros. Okay? But it did happen. So you want to slide? You want to go on a slide? Go on slide. And she's like, okay, let's go on a slide then. So then Ian's annoyed. Gail checks in with him, and he's annoyed. And he's like, I figured with the three of you out there, it'd be enough, and I wouldn't have to keep my eye on them as well when I'm also doing chores. And she's like, whatever. It's on him. Like, he's the one who sent me down. Bye.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you put me on break. So anyway, Ellie's checking in to see what time dinner is. It'll be 8:30. And John was like, so they still haven't said anything about snacks? Because I'll still prepare them anyway, because I don't want you to be in that situation again, you know. And I am sorry that happened. I am sorry. Okay, I mean, not that sorry. Late. A little sorry. I'm just not really that sorry. At all.
Like a decade later, he's like, yeah, remember that time? Sorry about that, by the way, Toots. And she's like,
oh, thank you.
And so he's like, you know, I'm upset at what happened, and I'm committing to making sure that it doesn't happen again. Not only for me, but for her as well. Because at the end of the day, you get nothing for nothing. And that's all you can say for the life of a porous. And just in case no one got that the first time. And we're a team, and we need to have each other's backs. So I don't know why I'm not calling her a stupid bitch today. I don't know really what changed. Nothing's going to be explained to you, audience. Just go with it.
Well, it is finished and it is behind us, so we are going to improve.
He's like, yes, I'm ready to move forward and work well together. So then the deck team is on the swim platform, and Ian is all, you know, being fussy because he got yelled at. And he's like, all right, can we discuss this so it doesn't happen again? So if you do something like that, you need to have your radio. To be fair, I was up on the bridge deck working out my wizard costume for the next music festival I was going to work on. And so the three of you were back here, so you guys really need to be on it, okay? But oh well.
And Joe's like, he knew exactly what was going on because I full blow to his face told him what was going on. And what should have happened in hindsight is Gail should have stayed on the platform with me. So take some accountability for your actions as well, because I need you to have a percentage of that blame, like 20%, 30% maybe, like, which is the percent of my stomach that is actually made of skin and not muscle, which I was looking at while that lady was
when you say
drifting
percent,
away.
Did you mean cement? I'm a little confused. So now they're bringing.
Yeah, I have to say, Ian's a shitbag for this, but Joe is also at fault. He was literally looking at his abs and fucking around while those people were fucking around. So Joe doesn't just get off here because he likes to finger blast himself.
And also, like, I think one person probably still could have kept an eye on those people. Like, I don't know if you needed two people. Two people is like the more prudent thing, but like, you know, Joe. Some of this falls on Joe. So now they're bringing everything on board, and now it's time for Roberta to lead a yoga lesson, and then the stews are cleaning and everything, and Ellie is saying how Bree really seems, you know, really like receptive to her advice, because, you know, like if Bree fails, it's you know, Ellie sees it as that she's a failure too. She goes,
You know, I would like to be like Lamborghini. I am fast. Like, I am your player. I am like a fast Lamborghini. Bree would be like a Mazda. You know, she gets you from point A to point B.
Why was it? Why was it so funny to me to think that like Ellie even knew what a Mazda was? Like, to me, it seems like Mazdas would not even land on Ellie's radar as a car. But like that she chose a Mazda as opposed to like a Toyota or a Nissan, that she went Mazda. It's just so funny. Mazda.
And are Lamborghinis really known for being reliable cars?
I don't think so.
I feel like they're not.
They are fast.
Are Lamborghinis reliable? Explore the truth. This is from LamboCars.com, so I think they're going to be a little bit biased.
Yeah.
Our let's go to Quora. The Lamborghini Gallardo is reliable. There you go. So at least one is. As long as there is a shop with factory trained mechanics, you're fine. Okay, guys, go back to your Lamborghinis, guys.
As long as you don't touch the gas with more than like 0.3 pounds of force and your car goes speeding off into a tree, they're very reliable.
Yeah. So Nathan's like, wow. So everybody's basically like, this guy's a total dick when he's mad. Ian, you know, he's like, I've got no time for a micromanager, mate. It's a sign of a weak person to me. And Joe's like, oh, yeah, he's being a cut fitness. Oh, sorry about that. I meant he's being stressed. Sorry.
Yeah, because he's being a real dick as they're pulling up the fucking slide, and Ian suddenly is like yelling at them, like, come over here. So they're like, fuck this guy, basically. And so then, hey, everyone, get ready to drop the beat because Gigi Fernandez is on board 17-time winner. Hey, yo. Everybody put your hands in the air to the left, to the right. And Gigi Fernandez. Also drop the anchor. We are at Russian Bay. Okay.
Hope you're ready to jam because Gigi's ready to hear with the Grand Slam. God, nailed it.
Hip hop, hooray! Ho, hey, ho, Gigi Fernandez, hey, ho. Anyone? Come on, everyone join in. No, just me. Okay.
So the guys are still bitching about how they hate Ian because now Ian's like, you can't do anything. So here's how to do an anchor. They're like, oh, hate him now. So then Bree is actually doing well. She's learned what a pencil and a piece of paper are. And so she's improving. It is crazy. And Aisha's like, wow, she's like a Pokemon. She's going from Charmander to Charizard or something like that. I don't even really know what I'm talking about. But she's going to slowly morph into a more evolved Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all. Mistakes, that is, unfortunately. So Gail is like, she's talking to her boyfriend, and she's like, oh, are you feeling better? I'm sorry, that was my fault. Neglecting you and not talking to you enough. I'm gonna be a better girlfriend. Love you. Also, I'm gonna cheat on you. Don't worry, though. I'm out of your league, so you'll still take me back.
Yeah, notice she's not like, I'll be better. I'll call you later with a little strawberry action. Nothing.
No.
Nope.
Well, because he had sent a text earlier that was like, oh, you must be really busy, huh? So it's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. So then Ellie's decorating the table and she's made it a mythical garden because it's a toga party. So now the guests are kind of annoyed that they have to dress up in this toga thing, which is funny because it just proves the guests have nothing to do with this shit. Nobody on a super yacht is like, guys, what we really need are theme nights. On our two days in paradise, let's pretend like we're stranded in a cabin and have nothing else to do with a bunch of employees of a boat.
Yeah, no one does. So Gigi is going to be a judge. Gigi and Sandy are going to be judges. You know, Gigi loves doing this, though. Gigi loves making her friends dress up, and then she just judges them. No, you're bad. You suck. You're no. Listen, you're not a champion level. Sorry. That sucks. You look stupid.
They're like, that's not even about my toga, Gigi. She's like, yeah. Okay, so she's coming down in a taupe-colored toga. You know what? You were just never cut out for the sports industry. Sorry, Jen. Sorry, Jen. Go back. Maybe bowling, Jen. Maybe bowling is your sport. I thought this was about togas.
There's literally a part where, one of the guests goes, are we having a competition? And Gigi goes, my life is a competition. So do you feel that way, that everything's a competition? She goes, well, when you feel like you have to beat a 2-year-old at cards, that's a problem, right? Do better.
I'm wearing a sateen toga. Do you guys like it? You're knock-kneed. Okay, you're going to be better at maybe ping pong. Okay, get off the stage, you fucking loser. God, Gigi, I never want to have a toga party with Gigi again.
Okay, before this toga party begins, I just want to request that everyone put their gold medals on. Oh, none of you guys have one. That is so funny.
Guys, we're going to judge each other's gold medals. I win.
Hey, can I just see what your Grand Slam award looks like? My plate's just like really big. I love holding it over my head. How's yours? Oh, you don't have one. I just keep on forgetting.
So it's time to eat, and Jono is plating dinner, and the stews are putting gloves on for this dinner, which is kind of hilarious considering what's about to come out. And Sandy's like, the expectation when you're yachting in the Med is 5-star food because Gigi has traveled the world. She's been to paradise. She's been to me. She's also been to Chili's, a lot of places. And she's getting chicken today. Guys, chicken is not something you serve on a super yacht, okay? Everything has to be perfect on a super yacht. Chicken, no. Chicken bad.
No.
Chicken.
By the way, it's not even the best part of the chicken. It's not even the thigh, which is the most juicy, delicious part. It's chicken breast. So here they are with their little gloves on, doing synchronized service as if they're in Le Bernardin. And it's just like, all right, well, you've got the seared chicken breast with lemon, coconut sauce, and the substitute is cauliflower. And
if you're very good, you'll get a baked potato and peas also. So enjoy.
And one of the guests goes, whoa, chicken. Wow. And they're like, yeah, I guess we're just going to go with this. So they're mortified that they're getting chicken. What do you think about chicken? Do we ever see chicken on Below Deck? I guess we really don't, do we?
Not for dinner. I mean, I don't. Yeah, again, you don't really see chicken in fine dining. I feel like it's possible you could get some. I actually went to a really fancy restaurant about 6 months ago. It was like a whole tasting menu and everything. And they actually served chicken at one point, and they did a whole spiel. Like, it was one of the things, like the head waiter, like the maitre d', like stood up in the dining room and did a whole spiel for everyone in there and was like, we felt like, because it's winter, we're going to do something that's like a little more homey and a little warm and comforting. And this is like a heritage chicken, and we've been cooking it in hay from Pennsylvania, and it's in a Dutch oven, and yada, yada. It was a whole thing.
They have to really gussy up the chicken to serve it. They're like, guys, this is not just a chicken. This is an educated chicken. This chicken has been to college and is from very good parents.
I mean, it was, I kid you not, it was literally a hay from Pennsylvania. They're like, we got this hay from Pennsylvania. We were cooking, it's like straw or something like that. So they served the chicken, and it was very nice. It was a very nice piece of chicken. But the entire time I was thinking, this is not me being snobby. This is me saying, I think I would have liked something else. Like, chicken can be so deeply, wonderfully delicious. We both know this. Like, chicken can just, like, sometimes you can have a piece of chicken and it is an eye in the back of your head experience, right? But especially with fine dining, if you don't do it, you have to, if you're doing it for fine dining, you have to nail that. You have to give that moment. And both the restaurant that I went to, despite it being a great restaurant, didn't really do that. And you could tell that, for fuck's sake, Jono was not doing it right here in this moment.
Well, let me also say, Aisha presented this as seared chicken breast. That sounds like salmonella to me. I don't think
you're right.
I don't think you're supposed to sear a chicken breast. That's insane. And that he told her to say that is crazy. You cook a chicken breast through. You don't just sear it. So I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed by the whole thing. I didn't even know not serving chicken breast was really a thing. But now that I think of it, I guess it makes sense. But yeah, seared chicken breast. I mean, I'm kind of horrified. And it's amazing that this guy had people fooled, and then he's this much of a disappointment.
Well,
all
also,
at once.
I mean, again, chicken breast can actually be delicious, but chicken breast is really hard to do right, because it can just taste so bland, and it can get overcooked so easily.
Yeah.
And the presentation was not 5 stars. It was just it was like cafeteria, like chicken breast with some vegetables on the side,
some cauliflower. It was just a white day. It was just white. It was just not good.
It was not refined.
So then, Gigi's like, well, wow, this is just too much. I mean, it's just too much, Jen. All right, I'm sorry, Rosemary. Sorry, Jen.
Sorry, Jen. Overpowering herb. By the way, I just also want to say that they're in Greece right now, and one thing that Greece is that's famous in Greek cuisine is a Greek chicken with oregano and lemon and garlic. And that, why not do that? That just seems like such an obvious choice. It's such a perfect Mediterranean kind of meal. That's a great use for chicken.
So they're just basically hating this chicken, but everybody's trying to be nice. So you just hear the clinking of the forks against the plate. And
no
it's
one
just
wants to
it's
say
so
anything.
Quiet at the table. And coming from someone who proclaims very loudly every time they love food, roll the clip. And we see Aisha just taking a bite going, It's like just having a lollipop, going crazy over every single bite she's ever had on this show.
But she's absolutely right, because everyone is silent, because no one wants to be the one on TV to be like the dick, to be like, this sucks. But so they're all just they're basically, pun intended, playing chicken with each other. Who is going to be the first one to talk about how shitty this is right now?
So Aisha starts clearing, and now Jono is finishing dessert.
Ronnie, I can't. I don't know how I'm going to need some deep breaths for this segment here.
He has called it deconstructed chocolate cake. We see him making it. It is a cake, which is made improperly. And he is breaking it apart with his hands and shoving it on the plate and then topping it with bright red sorbet.
Store-bought.
Melts all over the cake.
Store-bought. Okay. First of all, if I may do a the 1990s called they want their plate back. First of all, there's that. Second of all, what is deconstructed about this? It's just a cake. It's just a cake that you tore apart.
It's a broken up piece
It's
of
a broken
cake. That's
cake.
not what deconstructed means. If you're going to deconstruct a cake, you take the different ingredients of whatever you're making and you serve them individually. You don't just break something. Like a deconstructed egg isn't one piece of an egg on one side of the plate and another piece on the other side,
yolk,
dude.
white.
It's like, here's the flour of the cake. Here's some flour and sugar of the cake mixed and toasted. And now here is the cream and the egg made as a pudding. And then here's the chocolate melted over it. That's a deconstruct. I mean,
and the deconstructed thing is also
what it
kind of
means.
old. That's like very 2003. You know, like a deconstructed Caesar salad where you have like a little wedge of salad, like some lettuce, and then you have like an anchovy, and then you have an egg, and then you have some Parmesan. You scoop them all together.
You made the cake wrong. You made
It's
the
just
cake
a
wrong.
cake. It's just a cake that you tore up, and then you put some really jarring looking raspberry sorbet right on top of it. And Aisha makes a really good point, which is like, sponge cake. I mean, it's the most boring of all the cakes. This is like poop on a platter. You made me serve chicken, and then I've got to give them sponge cake. Like, I've got to be the face of all this. And she's right. Sponge cake is like, you know, it's nice, but it's like the thing you serve with like some coffee. It is like a snacking cake. You know, give it in the afternoon. It should actually even be a little something you serve after your main dessert with like coffee, a little something or other. But okay, you know what? I've got to reel myself in.
Look, to be fair, Aisha having to be the face of this when she's a cast member who brags about pooping in a bucket kind of does make sense. Like, at least it's poetically, you know, justified. Or justified?
Yeah.
Justicical.
I think justified. Justify your love.
Yeah. So, let's see. So then Aisha's checking on them. And she's like, is it okay? And Gigi's like, it could be more. Wow. You know, I actually missed the chicken. Is that weird? Chicken.
Could be more chocolatey, maybe. Could be something. By the way, and that scoop of sorbet on top, like, it just is, it's like you're at like a BJ's or something like that, you know? Like, what's going on? Like, at least put it on the side, or at least make
BJ's actually feels good. At least.
At least make a canal out of it, you know? But it's just like a full-on scoop, like you're at a kid's birthday party.
Oh, God. So now they're going to do a toga party. So the crew joins in. The guests are not happy. And then there's like a little metal thing that's one of their necklaces or something. And one of the guests is like, what is that, a fucking butt plug? And he's just like, yeah, I thought it was appropriate for... Or was it one of the other guests?
It was Julie, the anti-violist.
She's like, I thought butt plugs were appropriate for Roman times.
My best friend, who has a tennis partner who lives next door to a butt plug. So, you know.
Oh, gosh. So the prize, Aisha's like, a butt plug. So everybody goes to bed after this lame competition. But before they go, Ellie's like,
What is the plan for brunch tomorrow? What would you like for breakfast tomorrow?
and she's like, 8:30. How about huevos rancheros? It's like, oh, sounds great. What could go wrong?
What could
One
go
of
wrong?
the easiest. I feel like the guests were like, you know what? Let's just give him a softball because we just got something called deconstructed cake after chicken and cauliflower. Let's just make this easy. Say scrambled eggs. That's too easy. Make it at least with salsa poured on top. Okay. Huevos rancheros.
Now, Ronnie, I've actually never made huevos rancheros, and I really just never ordered them. I don't think I've ever, believe it or not, I don't think I've ever ordered them. So can you actually tell me how one makes them so that way I can pass proper judgment on what happens next?
Well, it's generally a tortilla with some kind of like a bean or something, like a black bean spread or something. It doesn't have to be black bean, but like refried beans or something. And then an egg like a fried egg on top with salsa. That's it. It's a Mexican-y egg.
Wow.
It's generally vegetarian. Yeah,
Okay,
it's very simple.
That's what I thought it was, but I was like, you know what? Since I don't have a lot of experience with huevos rancheros.
Sometimes you'll find them soupier. Like there'll be like a fried egg with a ton of salsa on it and like crispy fried tortilla with melted cheese all over it. You'll find different variations, but it's basically tortilla, egg, salsa, bean, occasionally cheese.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy. So what he seems to do is he says breakfast is ticklish. That's a ticklish one.
It's a ticklish one. Doesn't make any sense.
And he says it's time to assemble huevos rancheros, and it takes time. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You put the tortillas on a plate first, and then you have the other stuff ready to pour on top of it, and you have to make the eggs hot. Like I don't know who in their right mind would think it's okay to pre-make eggs for any dish. There's no dish that you pre-make an egg for, except for what is a dish that has like a cold egg on it? Like that sushi where it has kind of an egg on top.
I think a deviled egg is really the only acceptable, use for that. But so me, having never made this before, without having much experience with this, I'm watching. He makes all the tortillas. It looks like he makes them from scratch, or does he make them? He just fries them. He fries them, I should say. But he puts effort into them, and he does whatever. And then he puts the eggs, and then they sit there. Because the guests don't wake up at 8:30, they actually wind up waking up. They wind up coming to the table around 10. So the huevos rancheros are sitting around for 90 minutes, and he just puts a towel over them. And he puts the towel over them like very late too. But the towel, it doesn't even matter. It's not going to help.
An hour later, he throws a towel on them.
Why?
Like you just put a cold towel. It's probably dirty, frankly, knowing you, watching you. You put a towel on cold eggs. What do you think's going to happen? At best, they're going to have little pills of cotton on them.
Yeah. What I didn't understand watching it was really what you just said, which is why did you not just make the tortillas ahead of time and the salsa and all the accoutrement and then just fire up those eggs all in a row? You could have done all of them all at once and then have them good to go. I don't understand why he did it that way. It made no sense to me.
Really crazy. So Aisha serves it, okay, when the guests finally... By the way, I know the guest said 8:30 or whatever, or at 8, whatever time it was. Who cares? They can do whatever they want. If they said scrambled egg, we all want different eggs. Would you have taken their egg order the night before and made them all eggs and just had them sitting there? I mean, it's just crazy. It's insanity, and I can't believe he's not sent home immediately. I would just be like, you just served... You served what you did last night, and now you served cold eggs. Bye. Get off. Were you fucking kidding me?
Well,
bye.
So of course they eat it, and they're like, it's cold, So after breakfast, Gigi goes up into the bridge where Sandy is, and Gigi sits in a chair. She's like, well, the eggs were cold. I sent them back. I said I can't have cold eggs. But I mean, last night's dinner, chef's choice, this is what you choose. And to call something deconstructed just means it didn't work out. I mean, I have a high standard. And normally this is where I'd make another Gigi Fernandez. I'm a 17, time champion, because last season when she was on, she was inconsolable about that. But honestly, she's 100% right here.
Yeah. And she's like, wow, yeah, on a charter. Yeah, you charter a yacht. You want the food to be superb. Wow. So what would you compare this to? Oddly enough, I would say it's not even as good as a Grand Slam. It's really not.
She's like, I would actually prefer to go to Denny's and eat a Grand Slam than to have what I had this morning.
Well, she's like, we're going to fix it. We're going to make this right. We're going to call Jono, who seems to know what he's doing, and we're going to say, do something better, and then see what that produces. I can guarantee you it's going to be probably mediocre. Let's face it. But I'll see you next time, twin haircut. Okay?
And so now that's the cliffhanger. What will happen to Jono? Well, we'll just have to wait until next week. But, nothing gets my blood boiling on Blow Tech than a chef putting out shitty food. Yeah,
especially one who's already given enough bitchiness to make us trepidatious.
It's a ticklish one.
Yeah, it's a ticklish one. All right, guys, we sure love you. Thanks for being here. Watch these videos on Patreon and go catch our Crappy Hour live. And if you're a Game of Thrones fan, go check out Winter's Crappening. We will talk to you next time. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
If you like Watch What Crappens, you can listen ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Peyton, it's happening. We're finally being recognized for being very online.
It's about damn time. I mean, it's hard work being this opinionated.
And correct.
You're such a Leo.
All the time.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a home for your worst opinions,
if you're a hater first and a lover of pop culture second,
then join me, Hunter Harris,
and me, Peyton Dix, the host of Wondery's newest podcast, Let Me Say This.
As beacons of truth and connoisseurs of mess, we are scouring the depths of the internet so you don't have to.
We're obviously talking about the biggest gossip and celebrity news.
Like, it's not a question of if Drake got his body done, but when.
You are so messy for that, but we will be giving you the B-sides, don't you worry. The deep cuts, the niche, the obscure.
Like that one photo of Nicole Kidman after she finalized her divorce from Tom Cruise.
A mother to many. Follow Let Me Say This on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Listen to episodes everywhere on May 22nd, or you can listen ad-free by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app on Apple Podcasts.
Nancy's love story could have been ripped right out of the pages of one of her own novels.
She was a romance mystery writer who happens to be married to a chef.
But this story didn't end with a happily ever after.
When I stepped into the kitchen, I could see that Chef Brophy was on the ground, and I heard somebody say, "Call 911."
As writers, we'd written our share of murder mysteries. So when suspicion turned to Dan's wife, Nancy, we weren't that surprised.
The first person they look at would be the spouse. We understand that's usually the way they do it.
But we began to wonder, had Nancy gotten so wrapped up in her own novels?
There are murders in all of the books.
That she was playing them out in real life? Follow Happily Never After, Dan and Nancy on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Happily Never After, Dan and Nancy, early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.